It was a glittering evening at one of New York City's most exclusive charity galas. The ballroom sparkled with chandeliers, and the air buzzed with chatter from politicians, celebrities, and influential figures. Among the attendees were two of the most talked-about names in America, Barron Trump and Hunter Biden. Barron, wearing a tailored Navy suit and his signature "Make America Great Again" hat, arrived with poise and confidence, drawing attention as he walked through the grand hall. At just 18 years old, he had already developed a reputation for being composed beyond his years, but not everyone was impressed. As the night went on, Hunter Biden, standing near a group of reporters, couldn't resist making a snide remark. "Nice hat, Barron. Did Daddy make you wear it, or do you actually think you're going to make America great by just showing up at a party?" Hunter said, loud enough for those nearby to hear. A few people chuckled uncomfortably, while others glanced at Barron to see his reaction. Barron paused, the room growing quieter as the tension built. With a calm expression, he turned to face Hunter. "Actually, Hunter," Barron began, his voice steady and unwavering, "I wear this hat because it's not just a symbol of my father's campaign. It's a reminder that leadership is about action, not excuses." The room fell silent, the weight of his words sinking in. Hunter, caught off guard, tried to laugh it off. "Well, I hope you're better at action than giving speeches," he retorted, attempting to regain control of the moment. Barron didn't flinch. Instead, he stepped forward, addressing not just Hunter, but everyone in the room. "Actions speak louder than words, Hunter," he said. "And to prove it, I've organized a fundraising campaign to support families affected by homelessness. Tonight, I'm donating $100,000 to kickstart the initiative, and I invite everyone here to match it." The crowd erupted into applause, some even standing to cheer. The shift in energy was palpable. Hunter's smirk faded as the spotlight shifted entirely to Barron. Reporters rushed to capture the moment, their cameras flashing as Barron calmly walked to the podium to elaborate on his campaign. In the days leading up to the gala, Barron had spent time researching the challenges faced by homeless families. While he could have simply relied on his family's influence to support a cause, Barron wanted to take a different approach. He visited shelters in New York City, speaking with those affected by homelessness to better understand their struggles. One story, in particular, left a deep impression on him. A woman named Maria had lost her home after a series of medical bills overwhelmed her family. Despite working 2 jobs, she couldn't keep up with the mounting costs. When Barron asked her what kept her going, she replied, "Hope. It's all we have left when everything else is gone." Her words became the foundation of Barron's initiative. "If I can give people even a little more hope," he thought, "then I'll be doing something worthwhile." As the gala continued, Barron took the opportunity to interact with several attendees. He approached a group of young entrepreneurs who had been discussing the importance of youth leadership. "It's inspiring to see someone my age already stepping up," one of them said. Barron thanked them and shared his thoughts on how small actions could ripple into larger impacts. Meanwhile, Hunter, still reeling from the earlier exchange, was approached by an older senator who had witnessed the interaction. "You might want to reconsider underestimating that young man," the senator said, his tone firm. "He's got a way of turning moments into movements." Hunter shrugged it off but couldn't ignore the murmurs spreading through the room. His attempt to belittle Barron had backfired, and he knew it. By the next morning, headlines across the nation highlighted Barron's impressive display of composure and leadership. Social media buzzed with clips of Barron's speech. One tweet read, "Hunter tried to embarrass Barron Trump, but the kid turned the tables like a pro. Respect." Even critics of the Trump family couldn't help but acknowledge the young man's maturity. Some speculated whether this was the start of Barron carving out his own path in the public eye, separate from his father's shadow. Barron, on the other hand, continued to receive praise. The fundraising campaign he announced that night surpassed $5 million within a week, with contributions pouring in from across the country. Barron made it clear that the funds would be used to build shelters and provide job training programs for homeless individuals. But the impact didn't stop there. Schools across the country began using Barron's story as a teaching tool. Teachers encouraged students to discuss what leadership and kindness truly mean. One high school in Florida organized its own charity drive in Barron's honor, raising thousands of dollars for local families in need. At the same time, business leaders began reaching out to Barron, offering resources and partnerships to expand the initiative. A tech company in Silicon Valley pledged to create an app that would connect homeless individuals with local resources, inspired by Barron's campaign. Barron announced a follow-up event, a nationwide tour to visit shelters and community centers funded by the campaign. Each stop would include workshops on job training, financial literacy, and mental health support, featuring experts and volunteers dedicated to empowering those in need. At one of these stops, a man named Luis shared his story with Barron. "I lost everything during the pandemic," he said. "But seeing what you're doing gave me hope to start over." Inspired by Luis' determination, Barron personally connected him with resources to help secure stable housing and employment. This hands-on approach further solidified Barron's reputation as more than just a figurehead. He wasn't content with just raising money. He wanted to ensure that every dollar made a tangible difference. Journalists covering the tour often noted how Barron's actions contrasted sharply with the typical image of political families, praising his focus on substance over spectacle. Despite his initial dismissal, Hunter couldn't ignore the impact Barron was having. Quietly, he began attending some of the campaign's events, sitting in the back and observing. At one event, a journalist noticed him and asked, "Are you here to support Barron's cause?" Hunter hesitated before replying, "I'm here to learn." It was a small but significant step. Later, he approached Barron privately to offer a donation, saying, "You've done something incredible here. Maybe it's time I did the same." The exchange wasn't publicized, but those who witnessed it saw a shift in Hunter's demeanor. For the first time in years, he seemed genuinely moved by something beyond himself. As Barron's campaign expanded, he faced challenges that tested his resolve. In one instance, a major donor threatened to withdraw their support, citing concerns about the initiative's focus on systemic change rather than temporary relief. Barron, undeterred, scheduled a private meeting with the donor. "I understand your concerns," he began, "but temporary solutions won't break the cycle of poverty. This isn't just about helping people today, it's about giving them the tools to help themselves tomorrow." Impressed by Barron's conviction, the donor not only maintained their pledge but increased it, urging others in their network to follow suit. This moment became a turning point, solidifying Barron's reputation as a leader who could navigate complex challenges with grace. Inspired by the success of his youth-based efforts, Barron expanded his focus internationally. Partnering with global NGOs, he launched initiatives in underprivileged regions across Africa, Asia, and South America. These projects included building schools, providing clean water, and creating job training programs tailored to local communities. During a visit to Kenya, Barron met with a group of young activists who had been inspired by his story. One of them, a 16-year-old named Amina, shared her dream of starting a community library. Barron pledged immediate support, providing resources and connecting her with partners to make her vision a reality. "Leadership isn't about having all the answers," Barron said during a press conference in Nairobi. "It's about listening, learning, and empowering others to lead in their own communities." And so, what began as a night of mockery turned into a movement that redefined Barron Trump's legacy. No longer just the youngest son of a former president, he emerged as a young leader with the vision and drive to inspire real change one action at a time. The world watched as Barron continued to prove that leadership isn't about titles. It's about what you do for others when no one expects it. Barron's journey didn't stop there. His newfound influence opened doors to global summits and discussions with policymakers. During a youth leadership summit in Switzerland, Barron delivered a powerful speech on the importance of resilience and adaptability in solving world problems. His words struck a chord with young leaders from various nations, sparking collaborations that transcended borders. Barron's next major initiative involved developing an international coalition aimed at tackling youth unemployment. The program, aptly named HopeWorks, provided mentorship, vocational training, and seed funding for innovative projects proposed by young entrepreneurs. Partnering with tech giants and philanthropists, Barron ensured that the initiative was accessible to underprivileged communities worldwide. Stories of transformation emerged from the program. In India, a group of students developed a low-cost water purification system that gained recognition from environmental organizations. In Brazil, a young artist used the funding to create public murals that highlighted social issues, inspiring civic engagement in his community. Barron's approach was hands-on. He frequently visited project sites, engaging directly with participants and offering guidance. These visits often reignited his own passion, reminding him of the profound impact of his work. Despite his growing acclaim, Barron remained grounded. He often attributed his success to the collective efforts of those who believed in his vision. This isn't about me. What do you think about Barron's epic comeback? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next story time. See you in the next one.